This is the first of the PowerPoint presentations dealing with pragmatics, and it relates to Chapter 9 in Kuiper and Allan, and you might ask why we've left pragmatics till last. In the first three sections, sounds, words and sentences, we looked at the relationship between those three aspects of language which constitute the code. Language is a code, that is, a code for connecting sound and meaning. But language is not just a code as such, it's a code that's used for particular purposes. People talk to each other, they use it in order to do things with words, as one philosopher said. Pragmatics is about how it is that the meanings that the code is able to encode, if you like, are augmented in particular contexts when people are speaking. That's what pragmatics is essentially about. So, by way of introduction, let's go back and look at semantics. We talked about semantics early on as the study of linguistic meaning, and from time to time we mentioned that words have meaning and sentences have meaning, and we divided semantics therefore into two domains: lexical semantics, which deals with the meanings of words, and formal semantics, which deals with the meaning of the grammar or the syntax. You remember, words can have at least one sense, and many of them have more than one sense, and syntax contributes to the meaning of the whole thing. For example, what's the difference between Joanne greeted Marcia and Marcia greeted Joanne? Well, the difference has nothing to do with the meaning of the words of which those two sentences consist. It has to do with the order in which they come. In the first, Joanna is the one doing the greeting, and in the second one, Marcia is the one doing the greeting, and we know that because of where they come, respectively, in the order of the two sentences. So that's what formal semantics deals with. Lexical semantics deals with the sense of a word like greet. You'll also recall that we dealt with compositionality, both in morphology and in syntax. Sometimes the meaning of a word is the result of the meaning of the meaningful parts of the word, just as the meaning of a sentence is the result of the meaning of the parts of the sentence and the order in which they come. Yes? The meanings of the words and the meaning of the syntax. Those two we put together, and theories of compositionality deal with how it is that languages are able to do that. So when we put the two of them together, they're combined in rule-governed ways. This isn't just accidental. It wouldn't matter if Joanne was replaced by Henry. The subject of the sentence in that sentence would still be the one doing the greeting. So when you say anything at all at a specific time and in a specific place to a specific audience, yes, the compositional meaning plays a part, but it's not all there is. The meaning of the utterance, when the sentence is being uttered, is influenced by assumptions about where and when and so on the speaker is speaking, and what the hearer extracts from not only the meaning of the sentence, but also from the particular situation in which that sentence is being uttered. So, as we saw earlier, the meaning of a pronoun changes depending on who's speaking and who they're speaking to. At the moment, I am speaking, and I am Koenraad Kuiper. But if you were speaking and you said I, then it would be you that the I was referring to, and so the meanings of pronouns change depending on who's speaking, who they're speaking to, and so forth. This is all old hat. We've dealt with this previously. Pragmatics is often conceived of in different ways by different people, and I like to think of it as being a narrow scope of the word and a wide scope of the word pragmatics. In the English tradition, often the Anglo-American tradition, the way in which pragmatics is viewed is narrower than it is on the European continent. English pragmatics typically deals with local contexts, that is, the actual situation in which an utterance is made and the way that that context creates meaning for an utterance. Obviously, you can look wider and you can look at the whole of the social context, not just the local context, and take into account attitudes to male and female speakers, and whether something's in a particular text type, whether it's a newspaper headline and so forth. And that tends to be more of a continental view. So text analysis and sociolinguistics would, for some continental pragmaticists, be included. We're going to look at only some areas of pragmatics, and we're going to look at it narrowly. Why do we do that? Well, there's an awful lot to look at, and Kuiper and Allan's already a fat book, and we don't want to make it any fatter, but we do want to look out at the world in which language is used. Just a little bit to show you what's out there. Pragmatics is a large domain. We want to get a glimpse of what's beyond the language system as such. But we have a second end in view. Advanced linguistics is full of theories. If you move on from a first course to later courses, then linguistics is full of theory. Theories of morphology, theories of phonology, theories of syntax. There are dozens of different theories of syntax, for example. Why is that? Well, they're built in different ways by different people, and they're all trying to do the same thing. But we've tried to steer as clear of that as we can. We've tried to be atheoretical. In a way, that's cheating. There's no such thing as atheoretical. You always have some predispositions to see things in a particular way, but that's what we've tried to do. In Chapter 9, we're going to explicitly explore one theory of pragmatics, namely relevance theory. In some ways, for no better reason than it's a theory of pragmatics that I like a lot, and it has a lot of explanatory force, and I think it's interesting, and I'm hoping you'll find it interesting too. Why? Well, the major reason is to get you used to the idea that linguistics is a science, and sciences deal in theories. You put up a theory, you test it. If it doesn't work, you throw it away and try again, or you adapt it, see if you can make it work. Well, relevance theory is a theory of pragmatics, so that's what we're going to be exploring.